Hey, what's good, guys? It's your boy Ed0626, bringing you another episode of Life on the Wii, and I believe we're on episode 2 now. Once again, like I said in my last video, I want to thank everyone for giving me some love on the first episode. We're only just beginning, the stories are just starting, so hope you guys give this a chance, and to all the Wii players that may or may not watch this video, I'm sure they could relate to some of the stories I'll tell. Now, in episode 1, which I entitled The Beginning, I talked a lot about how I used to really suck when I first started playing the game. Now, in this episode, and this is a bit of fast forwarding throughout the rest of my quote-unquote career on the Wii, I would like to address how I got better and how the steps I took to getting better in the game. And one of those steps was always using guns that fit the map style. So, for instance, on certain maps, for instance, like WMD and Jungle, I would always roll with, I would always roll around with an assault rifle of some sort, like the AUG or the FAMAS, or even a single shot weapon like the FAL, which you'll see a couple times in this game along with my SWAT. But, I always used to roll around with those guns because I always thought smaller maps definitely fit assault rifles, but larger maps, I think there's a lot of more maneuverability, and I think, I just think the weapons fit a lot better on medium to big maps, in my opinion. Now, when it came to using like submachine guns and shotguns, I always roll with like medium to small maps. Now, for instance, and as weird as this is gonna sound, I always used to use submachine guns on maps that fit an industrial style type of thing, like radiation and launch. And I don't know. It's just a weird thing I came up with, but I always did good when I used them on those maps. Like, say, for instance, the AK-74U, the Uzi, the Scorpions, whether they were dual wielded or not. And there's a lot of guns that I even mentioned that people didn't use very often in that game, and I'm going to address that in a few minutes. Now, when it came to using guns like shotguns, Nuketown's always the map for shotguns, in my opinion. And it didn't matter what type of, to me, it didn't matter what type of map any of the submachine guns or assault rifles I used, or what map, but Nuketown was really most of the time my shotgun map, depending on whether or not I felt like using a shotgun. Now, if I felt like the players on the other team were strong, I probably would roll around with an assault rifle. But if I felt they were weak, well, shoddy time. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, I also had a point about a minute ago, about using all maps on the game, or all guns on the maps. Well, I did my best to use every single gun the game provided me, which I thought helped me with my experience in using it in the game, and I just think it helped me. I just think it really helped me in a way. I can't explain how, but using all the guns really helped me evolve as a player. Hell, I even got on people for using the same gun every single time. And I'm not going to name any names, but hell, even when I got on them, they finally used different weapons. I don't want to take any credit for that, but maybe I'll take a little bit. Now, when there was also certain maps, I also used to have a grenade launcher on. And I know some hardcore Call of Duty fans are going to get pissed off at me, and I understand 100%, but Noob Tubing, I'm in my own gaming circle with my own group of friends that I game with at that time. I was notorious for always noob tubing on the maps, Villa and Firing Range, aka Studio for some people that started on Black Ops 2. Now, it was really, while I admit it was really fun doing that, like noob tubing all the time, even worse is when I hooked it up to a FAMAS, the most overpowered gun, I believe, in Call of Duty history. Now, now that I've gotten past that, there was also some other tips and tricks that I gave myself when evolving as a player. First thing was when I didn't have anybody to play with when my group wasn't on, or I just was super bored and I needed somebody to play with, nobody was on. I always had the Mercenary, because Mercenary, you have a very small chance of running into hackers, which will definitely play a factor at some point in the series, and you also, there's no parties running around, so you can't get smashed by a group of 3 or 4 really good players on one team because they're in a party every single match. So by me moving to Mercenary, not only did I do good most of the time, my last game ever on the Wii was like a 30, and this is in Black Ops. I think this was my last game ever, Call of Duty game ever on the Wii. It was like 30 something and 2 or 3, nowhere past 5 deaths that I get, and then like a 30 kill game, which to me is really, really impressive for a last game ever. But so Mercenary helped me out a lot. Now, another thing was when I played regular pub matches, never, ever, ever did I play alone. You always, to me, I always needed a party when I played pub matches. And it's not because I'm some wuss that can't take care of myself. It's just because I had people who could have protected me from something like hackers. And hackers on Wii, for many of you who've played it, were always a huge, huge, huge problem in the game. So when you have your own crew running around with you, and one or two of them are hackers, and trust me, I did have some friends as hackers. They definitely helped you out. I hope you guys enjoyed Life on the Wii episode 2. Let me know what you guys used to do in your playing style, in any type of system, whether it was Xbox, PS3, or Wii. Like I said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Episode 3 will come very soon. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day. See you.